Mrs. Ogden. You should have been finished in here long since.
Oh, I'm only doing a proper job, Mrs. Walker. I'll have them tabletops that clean you could eat your dinner off.
Well, thank you, but I shall persevere with plates. Now, in less than 2 hours, my guests will be here. I want the living room spotless. So finish in here as quickly as you can, and then come through and brush the carpet.
Hey, does she still not know?
About her wonderful carpet? No, she doesn't.
Ah, it's cruel, isn't it? There she is, thinking her lovely monographed carpet were made specially for her. And all the time it's a leftover from a bingo hall. Somebody ought to tell her the truth, you know. Poor woman.
Well, I'm not telling her. You tell her. You're the one that saw the flipping carpet at the Lambert in the first place, Hilda.
Oh, not me, no. Like Bet says, she won't thank them what tells her. I don't want to lose my job.
Well, she'll find out soon enough, won't she? When her posh friends from the Lady Vicks get here, she starts bragging about that magic carpet. They're bound to spot it, aren't they?
Ah, only if they play bingo.
What do you mean, only? They're not all as refined as Madam Walker, you know.
It'll break her heart when she does find out. She'll be mortified.
Huh. That's right, Hilda. What do I say now? When ignorance is bliss, it's folly to be wise.
Oh, very true is that, Fred. When ignorance is bliss, it's folly to be wise.
I say, Bet, don't you think we ought to tell her, you know, before her mates arrive?
That's what friends are for, Fred. For finding out things you don't want to know.
I know, all the same, Bet, but I think you ought to tip her off, you know.
Well, why should I have to do it?
Well, you've been here longest, haven't you? I mean, you're used to things like, you know, well, things like this, you know.
Like taking thorns out a lion's feet and hoping they don't bite your head off. Huh.
What on earth has got into Mrs. Ogden? She's just come through the living room, grinning like an idiot and muttering, ignorance is bliss.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't say anything, of course. I couldn't help thinking if that were the case, she'd be the happiest woman in the world. Fred,
Yes.
would you wash the best sherry glasses for me, please? I think you've got a safer pair of hands than certain other people.
Right, Mrs. Walker.
Thank you.
Mrs. Walker?
Now, what is it, Ben? I'm very, very busy.
Well, I was just wondering, like, how you work the magic with Betty. I mean, you must have made her a very tempting offer, money-wise, to get her back here.
Full marks for trying, Bet. Again.
Right, that's that. She can make a laughing stock of herself now, for all I care.
It was all right, that place last night. You know, you can't beat a nice run out into country for a pub.
Yeah, it's nice to go somewhere nicer than Rovers.
10 times nicer, you mean. Hey, you had to laugh, though, when that waiter came with drinks and said, "Excuse me, is that your Jaguar blocking in the car park?"
You thought you were having yarn, didn't you?
That's your after a bigger tip.
It's clever psychology, is that, you know? Make you feel like somebody important.
Well, we are important, aren't we?
Of course we are. Well, to us anyway.
Excuse me. Am I interrupting something?
No, what do you want?
No. I'll not push in. I'll wait my turn till Alf's been served.
Hey? Oh, aye. Well, I'll have a tin of that stewed steak. Makes a nice, easy dinner.
Doesn't it tug at your heartstrings, though, Reen? It's sad for these lonely bachelors, isn't it? I bet you eat it straight out of pan with a spoon, don't you, mate?
I do not. I eat that off a plate.
Hey, I guess you'd stew a bit of steak, wouldn't you, Reen?
Look, I'm not the sort of bloke that goes round cadging free meals.
Of course you're not, Alf. Do you fancy a bit of dinner, Alf? Because if you do, you can come round about 12 o'clock and I'll make you some. It'll be my little thank you to you for helping with my VAT yesterday.
Oh, aye, right, thanks, if it's no trouble.
No trouble.
I'll not be needing that, then.
Right. Now what do you want?
Do you know, I clean forgot what I come in for. Still, Alf, I've got you a free nosh with a bird, haven't I? Can't be bad. Ta-da.
See you.
Ta-da.
Hi, Alf. Hello, love. Hey, what's Ray Langton got to grin at?
Somerton note as usual.
Well, I was on my way to the Rovers, so I thought I'd pop in and say, you know, thanks.
What for?
Well, you know what for. For not chucking me out fast when you came back from looking after your mum. I appreciate it.
Oh, come on, Betty, give over.
Well, I'll not linger. My first morning back at the Rovers. I suppose her ladyship will be going round in little circles. She's got a few of her Lady Vic pals coming in for sherry.
Fancy, Bella's big do.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to swank over that posh new carpet.
Well, you know what they say, Betty. If you've got it, flaunt it.
Have you got any of that gunge for sticking flowers in? You are? You know, you can sort of bend it about and then you stand flowers in and make fancy arrangements.
Oh, it's green, isn't it?
Yes, that's it.
Well, we haven't got any. You're not going in for flower arranging, are you?
No, it's not for me. It's on Annie Walker's last-minute shopping list for a sherry party. Well, I wouldn't care, but it's me that has to do all traipsing about to get it.
I saw her going out earlier in the Rover, looking every inch a queen. Well, every other inch.
She'll be nipping to Chester for the brandy snaps. I'll tell you what you have got that she wants, a tin of air freshener.
Right.
You know why she wants that, don't you?
No.
So the pub won't smell of beer when a landlady pals arrive. I mean, I ask you, what should a pub smell of if it don't smell of beer? Oh, yes. Talking of smells, I want a word with Eddie Yates. Bye. You've got a nerve, Eddie. If I were you, I'd change my name and join the Foreign Legion.
What are you on about now?
You know very well. That carpet you sold Annie Walker. When she finds out where you got it from, she'll murder you.
She won't mind. She's the only one with one in Weatherfield. Well, in their home, anyway.
You're kidding yourself, Eddie. She'll have your hero for an ashtray.
Blimey, Stan, if you were as thorough with the windows, you'd have the Queen's Award for industry.
I can clean with her despite my back. Oh, and it's bad today.
Doesn't spoil your appetite, has it?
I've got to eat this, keep my strength up, haven't I? How about you coming out round me today? I should be in bed, really, but you see, our Hilda doesn't understand. I mean, I can't climb a ladder with this pack.
Actually, it might suit me to be on the move today, Stan. I'll tell you what, I'll do the round with you after takings, all right?
Right.
Right, come on, let's go.
Don't rush. Let me drink my tea. My old dad used to say, don't worry about work. There'll be plenty of that around when you're dead and gone.
And you took him at his word?
Well, you can't ignore advice like that, can you?
Do you know, I could just go to sleep. It's this dawn patrol bit, you know, getting up to the early morning papers while Mavis is away on holiday. It's that does me in, you know.
I know, it's marvellous, isn't it? I let her have the flat so that she could do the early morning papers, and what's the first thing she does? Goes away on holiday.
Yeah. I think she conned us into letting her have that flat, you know.
She might have conned you. Why don't you knock off early tonight?
Oh, how can I? I've got the evening papers to do.
No, I'll do them for you.
Will you?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Hey, you're a good lad when you want.
We'll both have an early night, eh? Won't do either of us any harm.
Supposing I want to go out tonight.
You won't. Not when you're getting up at 6:30 in the morning. Hey, you want to be lucky you're not still singing at the Gatsby, you know. I mean, you'd be dead, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I sometimes miss all that, you know, since I married you.
You got any other complaints?
Probably. Think about them and let you know.
Well, I think we look fairly presentable.
I think it's beautiful.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now, my guest won't be here for a moment or two. Just time for a welcome home sherry.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome back, dear.
Ta. Oh, nice drop of sherry.
As long as it's not a nice drop falling on my carpet.
Hey? Oh, yes, yeah, very good.
I shouldn't think a drop of sherry would do it any harm, Mrs. Walker. I mean, if it can stand stiletto heels and fag ends and the odd milk stout in a bingo hall, I should think it'll be able to stand a drop of sherry.
I beg your pardon, would you mind repeating that?
I'm just saying, it wears very well at the Alhambra Weatherfield, this carpet.
I don't know what you're talking about. This carpet, the Alhambra Weatherfield. The Alhambra Weatherfield?
Yes, Mrs. Walker. A.W. Didn't you know? I thought you must.
I think you better tell me everything you know.
Well, you see, this is the carpet that they have at the Alhambra. Only there they have the big bit with the A.W. all over it. Now, this bit that you've got here is like the little bit. It's like an offcut.
An offcut?
Like an end. You know, a few yards that they had over. Well, I thought you knew, Mrs. Walker.
Elizabeth, is this true?
Nay, don't ask me, Mrs. Walker. I know nothing about it. Right, I've finished. Do you know you can practically see your face in the tiles in them lavvies?
Look, don't take my word for it, Mrs. Walker. Hilda, I was just saying, didn't you see this carpet at the Alhambra?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I was there the night before last. And you know, I only needed one number for a top line, and this woman in the same row as me got it. Indian she were. But they understand these numbers, though,
Did you see my carpet?
Oh, yes, I did, Mrs. Walker. Exactly the same it is. Right through except for the toilets. Well, I were dropped on. I thought to myself, fancy Mrs. Walker having bingo all carpet.
Oh, my goodness. I'll have to stop them. I must.
But you can't, they'll be on the way, not they're due any minute.
You're right. It's too late.
Well, if you want, Mrs. Walker, I could stand at the door and wait for them, you know, tell them to go home, like.
Oh, don't talk silly, Mrs. Ogden. Why didn't you come and see me when you first saw the carpet?
Well, I were going to.
Well, you see, we thought you knew, Mrs. Walker.
Give me credit for a little taste. Would I buy carpet that was all over the floor of a bingo hall? Oh, wait till I see Eddie Yates. Wait till I see that man.
I did warn you about him, Mrs. Walker.
Well, it's still a very beautiful carpet, Mrs. Walker. I mean, you were thrilled with it up to 5 minutes
That
ago.
is not the point, Elizabeth. I shall be a laughing stock.
But they might never even notice it.
Oh, Betty, they can't fail to notice it. I mean, not with the initials of the Alhambra Weatherfield plastered all over it.
Stan, pass us that bucket, will you? Stan, are you asleep or what?
No, I'm just resting my eyes, you know.
I don't know. I'm doing all the graft while you're dropping off. You'll end up with me dropping off the ladder.
Not while I'm holding you. You're in good hands.
Yeah, come on, let's go and have a pint.
Aye.
I'll tell you what, Stan, we'll have a change in the Rovers. Let's go down the Flying Horse.
Hey, that's dead unlucky what you just did.
Stanley, you make your own luck in this world. I'm not superstitious. Mind you, I never liked sleeping 13 in a bed. Come on.
We'll eat about 12 if that's all right to you, Alf.
No, that's fine. It'd be nice to be having it with somebody else. I mean, you know, when I'm on days like I eat in the canteen with the lads, the food's not that marvellous.
Never is in canteens.
Then when I'm at home, I don't bother much, you know. There's no point in making a lot when it's just one.
You don't seem to go short, if you don't mind me saying so.
Oh, well, no. I'm a big lad. There's no arguing about that. Too many fish and chip suppers. You keep trim, though. Very trim.
Thanks very much.
Hey, there's a lovely smell coming from your kitchen. What are we having?
Lamb neck casserole, if that's all right.
Oh, smashing. Hey, I hope I'm not putting you out, you know. I mean, I more or less invited myself, didn't I? Well, Ray Langton did the job for me, like.
Look, you could handle as much as you like, and Ray Langton could say exactly what he wanted, but if I didn't want to invite you, then I wouldn't have done.
Well, anyway, I appreciate it.
No, of course I'm not put out. Thank you very much for letting me know. Very, very soon, dear. Bye-bye. Margaret Jameson had one of her turns and she can't come.
Oh, well, one less, isn't it?
Oh, if only some miracle would keep the rest of them away. Some, I don't know, mystery virus to keep them all at home.
Oh, Mrs. Walker, you're worrying far too much about it. Honestly, they might not even notice it.
They're here, Mrs. Walker. 2 of your lady friends just arrived.
Oh, dear. Estelle! How nice of you to come. Olive.
How are you, dear?
So glad you could come. Fred will take your coat. No. I do like your hair. No.
That chap in the precinct. Gilberto, he calls himself. Supposed to be Spanish.
He's no more Spanish than our cat. His mother used to wait on at the Horse and Jockey when Albert Norris had it.
Really, do come to me. So it's comfortable.
Well, once more into the breach, Fred.
Why, have you been invited?
No more as a serving wench.
This way, ladies. Mrs. Walker is waiting for you.
Hello.
Mrs. Walker. Very nice. All here together. Splendid.
Eyes down.
Can you make out what they're saying?
No, it's just a babble. I'm hoping to hear a sudden cry of bingo.
Do you know, I can't say I recognise any of them pals of hers. From the bingo, I mean. Of course, you don't, do you? You're too busy watching your card.
Well, some of them must go to bingo, surely. Oh, I'd love to be a fly on wall in there.
I'd love to see Annie Walker's face. I know it's wrong to laugh, isn't it?
I thought I'd have seen Nellie Harvey here today, Anne. Not fallen out, have you?
Fallen out, Nellie and Harvey? No, much too close friends for that. No, she's indisposed. Margaret Jameson had to cry off too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mind you, and I say this as one of Nellie's best friends, if not the best. She's not getting any younger, you know. I mean, she's very good, considering. But should she be carrying all that weight?
Can't be good for her.
Not as if it suited her either. Well, it doesn't, does it?
Not with her company.
I've seen her go purple just climbing a flight of steps. Well, I worry about her.
Well, so do I. Well, we wouldn't be her friends if we didn't, would
That's
we?
very true.
She took you on again, I see, Mrs. Turpin.
Pardon?
I heard you'd left here. Went working in a shop, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Well, I was just helping a friend out, you know, while the man was poorly.
Oh.
Keeping the business going, you know.
I heard you'd had some trouble. She's very good, Mrs. Walker, isn't she? Very loyal to her staff.
I don't remember this carpet, Anne. New, is it?
Well, fairly new, yes.
I think I'd have noticed if I'd seen it before. Can't help noticing it, really, can you? Have you seen Anne's new carpet, Olive? Oh, I say. No. I know. This is what you were talking about on the phone, isn't it? You said you'd got something special you wanted me to see.
Did I, dear? I don't recall. Perhaps it was the decorating.
Oh, I say, Anne. A.W. Your initials. How posh can you get?
Must have cost the earth.
Oh, no, not really. It's just a carpet for walking about on.
It's very striking. I'm sure I've seen something very like it before, though.
Can anybody have one like this? I mean, with their own initials?
It definitely rings a bell, this carpet. Now, where have I seen it?
I wonder, would you excuse me while I circulate? Olive, why don't you tell her about your holiday in Ibiza?
Oh, she's heard all about that. It's there at the back of my mind. If I could just place it.
Excuse me for saying, but one of your guests has got a very wicked tongue.
Oh, I think she's recognised the carpet.
She's from the Mare and Foal, isn't she?
Yes, what's she doing now?
She's pointing at your carpet and giggling with the pal.
Oh, dear, she has recognised it.
That was beautiful. Really beautiful.
God. Would you like some cheese? I've got some nice blue Cheshire. It's nice and Stilton even.
Oh, I couldn't manage it, love, no. By you're a good cook.
Thanks, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did. Mind you, half the pleasure was the company.
Yes, I know. Much more civilised, isn't it, eating with somebody?
Oh, you can say that again. You get terrible habits when you eat by yourself. I mean, I read all the time when I'm eating. I mean, I know it's a bad habit, but I'll read anything. Not just books and newspapers, anything. Sauce bottles.
Yes, I'll read anything on a label and all.
I taught myself French for a sauce bottle. I did. Cette sauce de fruits orientaux est un mélange des haute qualité.
Oh, I remember that. It went very well with jambon, ragu and hashish. And you got translation round back.
They've changed it all now, though. You can't educate yourself today.
No. Labels used to be so much better, didn't they? They were much more individual. There was one bottle of coffee essence used to fascinate me. And on the label there was this Indian servant bringing in the same coffee essence bottle. And on that label, the same Indian chap again. And it went on and on and on. Do you know, I can make myself cross-eyed even remembering it.
Anyway, I'm not in the same class as you as a chef, love, but I'd like to return the compliment. I'd like to make you a meal at my house.
Well, that would be very nice.
Right, then. My next day off, I'll set my stall out. That's if you're still game.
Of course I am.
You know what Annie's doing there, Needs, don't you? A couple of big hairy fellas like you and me.
Sooner you than me, mate.
You mean you don't fancy anybody in there, then?
You what, that lot? No danger. They put the wind up me one at a time, never mind a bunch on them.
You know, I've always thought there ought to be a name for a bunch of landladies, like,
There is, I'll tell you what it is, too. A bevy of landladies.
Oh.
A bevy, do you get it?
Very good, fair. For a man of your age.
It's been very nice, Anne. We ought to have more of these get-togethers.
We should. Bye-bye, dear.
Well, Anne, it's been a real eye-opener.
I'm so glad you could come. Yes, we will, yes.
How'd it go, Betty?
Smashing.
Did they clock it, you know, the carpet?
No, they never said a word.
Oh, don't be so naive. Of course they spotted it. They were laughing amongst themselves. I've never felt so humiliated.
I think they had a good time, though, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, of course they did. They were talking about it for months.
2, 4, 6.
We going for a jar?
No, I can't, mate. I've just let Rita go. I've got to get these papers out because the delivery boys will be here any moment now.
Oh, well, I'll go me on then.
Hey, will you get that for me?
Hello? No, she's not, but her husband is. Hang on. It's Ted Lancaster.
Who?
You know, manager at Gatsby.
What's he want?
I don't know. Ask him yourself.
Hello. Yes, Tiz. No, you've missed her. No, she won't be home yet. What's it all about, anyway? No, she's not interested in that now. No, not this week, not next week, not any week. No. And that is definite.
What were all that?
Would Rita like a singing job at the Gatsby's? I told him.
I heard you.
She's finished with that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know that's what you think, mate, but is that what Rita thinks or not?
What the hell's the matter with you?
don't really fancy a drink here. Let's go down the Flying Horse.
Oh, come on, we're here now.
Yeah, but I'm not thirsty. Look, I'll tell you what, we'll just split the money and I'll get off home.
Look, I haven't worked it out. I can't do me sums have a pint.
You've only got to add it up and split it down the middle.
But I haven't done it. I need a drink. What are you scared of?
Scared? Me? Nothing on earth.
All right, then. Come on. 2 pints worth, please.
Mrs. Walker wants a word. She's not best pleased with you.
I've done nothing.
Better tell her then. She's in the living room.
Ah, I can't. I've just remembered I gotta go. Oh, hello, Fred.
You heard the lady, didn't you, Eddie?
Oh, that's no lady. That's our bet.
Mrs. Walker, she wants a word with you.
Yeah, well, I've got to get off. This girl, she...
Look, don't try to put it off. What has to be will be. Come on, mate. Let's have you.
All right, Fred. There's no need to get rough. Right.
What's all the aggro?
Mrs. Walker's suing him for breach of promise.
Oh, I better drink his pint then. You are?
In. All right, I could have turned nasty, you know, Fred. Oh, hello, Mrs. Walker. I was just passing, so I thought I'd pop in.
I'll just be through in the bar, Mrs. Walker. If you need any help, just give me a shout, eh?
I don't think that'll be necessary, Fred.
Is something bothering you, Mrs. Walker? Only, I sensed an atmosphere when I came in the pub, you know. Nothing I could put my finger on, but it was there all the same, you know.
This carpet.
Oh, yeah. Great, innit? Do you know, it feels great under your feet. That is best quality carpet, that, Mrs. Walker.
I bought this carpet on the clear understanding that it was exclusive, unique. I am now told that the initials, which I thought were mine, really represent the Alhambra Weatherfield, a bingo hall.
Ah.
Do you deny it?
Well, they have got some carpet like this at the Alhambra. There was a little bit left over after your order, you see.
Are you saying that the carpet at the bingo hall, which I believe covers the entire floor, is a remnant from my order?
Well, you know what it's like, Mrs. Walker. They get carried away a bit at the factory, you know.
Yes. The carpet on which we are standing is the remnant, Mr. Yates. Now, don't think you can bluff your way out of this. I've had enough of your lies and deceptions.
It's not lies, Mrs. Walker. I mean, it's salesmanship. I mean, it's a lovely carpet. You were delighted when I brought it.
I want it out. I want it out of here tomorrow. I want my money back in full.
Hey? Yeah, but it's impossible, Mrs. Walker.
Failing that, I'm prepared to lay the matter before the police.
Oh.
On the grounds of obtaining money by false pretences. Now, do I have to do that, Mr. Yates?
No. Only where am I going to get shut of it? I mean, who wants carpet with AW written all the way
That,
through?
I am afraid, is your affair. You will have to find somebody with the same initials. Goodbye, Mr. Yates.
Perhaps I could try Harold Wilson. Do you get it? Harold...
Hello.
Hiya.
What are you buying? Something exciting?
Well, it depends what turns you on. Underpants for His Majesty.
Oh, not winter drawers already, I hope.
Well, it's first day of autumn, isn't it?
Hey, she's shutting up shop soon, isn't she?
Well, she's somewhat to shut it for, aren't she?
Are we going for a drink first?
Yeah, but not to Rome's if you don't mind.
What, in car? No. How about that pub we went to last time?
Yes, smashing. I liked it there.
What do you reckon to them two?
Same as you do, I suppose.
No, do you really think there's something doing there?
Oh, I don't know. He and she, male and female, doesn't make a lot of difference. You and Len aren't the only crackpots in the world, you know.